Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming my November TBR. Now this is kind of an excessive November TBR, but I'm kind of thinking it more of as a mood board than like a checklist. Like I need to read all these books. These are kind of just the books that are on my agenda, like they're front of mind. These are books that I really want to read right now. So I pulled out a bunch of the books that I really want to read, and that is going to be my November TBR. I hope you enjoy. The first book up on my list is Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. I've never read a book by Elise Kova, but I've heard amazing things. This one follows our main character, and she is using tarot card magic. That's like the magic system of this world. And she gets sentenced to life in prison. Enter the prince, and he makes a deal with her that if she comes to be his fiance at Arcana Academy and helps him to look for like a special tarot card, that she will not have to be in prison anymore. So that's kind of the bargain. That's the deal that's going on. It sounds so good, right up my alley. Can't wait to read it. The next couple of books I want to read are kind of like companions. They're all friends, and that is Divine Rivals and Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. Rebecca Ross is one of my all-time favorite authors. I've read Divine Rivals, but I've read it years ago at this point, so I want to do a reread. I loved this book. It immediately went to my favorite shelf after I read it. I was so obsessed. I cannot wait to enter back into this world. The premise of this book is essentially there's two journalists, and they are basically at odds with each other, but they're also secretly writing letters to each other using like a magical typewriter. It is so incredible. I loved this first book, and so of course I want to read the first book. I also want to finish it off with Ruthless Vows, which for some reason I never read. I don't know what's wrong. This is the second book in the Divine Rivals series. It just follows on the story that Divine Rivals had, and so I'm super excited to get to this one as well. And finally, we have Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This is apparently a prequel to the Divine Rivals series, and I've heard nothing but absolutely amazing things about Wild Reverence, so that's why all three of these books have made it onto the November TBR. Up next, we have Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. Now, I adore Alice Feeney. Rock, Paper, Scissors is one of my all-time favorite thrillers. I love that book. So Beautiful Ugly is one of Alice Feeney's newer books, and it's one that I haven't read yet, but it's on my shelves and I want to get to it. I think this follows an author whose wife goes missing, and he goes to like this remote island to kind of like separate himself and get himself back into his work. And when he's there, like all sorts of mysterious things start happening, including he sees someone who looks just like his wife. It sounds really good, so I am gung-ho, ready to read it. Up next, we have Where the Dark Stands Still by A.B. Poranek, and this book has been on my TBR for so long, but I've heard a lot of talk about it this year as like a perfect autumnal read, and in my mind, November is kind of like a cross between autumn and winter. It's like bridging the gap to Christmas, but it's still fall, so I still like to read fall books in November, and this one's just screaming my name. It's about a girl who has been caught doing magic that she's not supposed to do, so I think she gets banished into the forest where she meets this guy, and he basically like makes her a bargain, and she finds out that other people have made the same bargain, and kind of chaos ensues. It sounds really good, really dark, mischievous, atmospheric. All of these things seem to describe this book, so I can't wait to read it. Next, we have The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand and Shelby Cunningham, and I have historically loved Ellen Hildebrand's books. I just find them to be really good, really entertaining, so I'm hoping that this one is able to follow into those footsteps, and I have heard really good things about it. This one, I think, follows a boarding school, and they seem to be on like a high, on the up and up. They're doing well academically, all of that. When something starts terrorizing the school, I believe that there's like an app that's like going wrong or rooting out secrets, something along those lines. It sounds really good, right up my alley. I can't wait to read this one. Up next, we have In the Veins of the Drowning by Katie Cassidy, and I feel like I've been talking about this book quite a bit recently. This has kind of been on the front of my mind because I believe this is a siren romance, romantasy. It sounds so good. I love sirens. I love mermaids. I just think that entire world is so fantastical and amazing, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book. I believe this follows a siren who is kind of like hiding out in her kingdom, and basically a neighboring king arrives and I believe like holds her hostage, like takes her captive. It sounds so good, right up my alley. I can't wait to read this one. Next, we have another one that I feel like I can't shut up about, and that is Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I meant to read this in the month of October. It just never happened. I am so excited to have this on my TBR again. This one I believe is like dark academia, which is right up my alley. I love a good dark academia. This one follows a girl who goes to this boarding school to kind of figure out what happened to her mother and her father when she runs into somebody who is essentially the heir to their murderers, and that kind of changes things in her life. It sounds so good. Again, another one that's right up my alley. I can't wait to read this one. Up next, we have The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino, and another one that I feel like I've been talking about a lot recently. This one is like a knight romantasy, which, again, say it with me, it's right up my alley. It sounds so good. So our main character is a knight to a prince, I believe, and to her mage, to a mage, Kier, and basically she has been defending him for forever, but then some secrets become revealed and we find out that she is a little bit more than meets the eye. It sounds so good. I've heard, again, nothing but really good things about this book, so I can't wait to read it. Up next, we have Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, and I want to read this one especially because the movie is coming out at the end of the month, so this one is definitely high up on my list of books that I want to read this month. This one follows a character, Hamnet, and his parents, I believe it's like Shakespeare influenced. I feel like I have no clue what this book is about despite reading the back like 100 times. I'm ready to go in blind. Something Shakespeare's son maybe named Hamnet. There's my pitch. And finally, we have 3 like fall romances that I want to get in before December. So the first one I've heard amazing things about is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia, and apparently this one is set in the 90s. It seems like a really good slow burn cozy romance, right up my alley. How many times have I said right up my alley in this video? We should do like a little counter or something. I have no clue. Again, I love books like this. I'm sure that I will love this book. I feel like it's giving like When Harry Met Sally type of vibes. So love it. Then we have You Again, which I think is also kind of When Harry Met Sally vibes, maybe. Maybe I'm making that up. Yeah, I feel like I feel like maybe they're all When Harry Met Sally, or maybe it's just because I just recently rewatched When Harry Met Sally, so it's like top of mind, but I can't wait to read this one as well. And finally, this one, which I don't believe is When Harry Met Sally whatsoever. It's The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I believe she sees ghosts and it's like a romance, so I'm into it. I love everything Ashley Poston writes. Can't wait to get into this one as well. And with that being said, those are all the books that are on my November TBR. Again, it's kind of like a mood board. These are the books, the types of books that I'm looking at for the month of November. There's no way I read all of these. That would be a miracle, but we will see what happens as we go through the month. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you found something new to read, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!